YouTube? I am your friendly neighborhood Endman64, and I'm bringing you the final episode of Crash Bandicoot. In the last episode, we made our way all the way up through Cortex's castle and took down Dr. Embryo. All that leaves us with now is Cortex. But as you can see, there's a moving gem over here. And we might want to follow that path and see what it is. See how far this could take us. If you manage to get all of the gems, the colored and regular gems from every single level of this game, you can bypass the final battle with Cortex and save Tawna that way. If that is how you prefer to play games. Me personally, I prefer to go with canonical endings, even though Crash 2 technically doesn't have a canonical ending, but shut up! I intend on playing this game all the way through to the end that we are supposed to do in taking out Dr. Cortex and saving Insanity Island from his wicked science things. We have to go atop the Cortex Blimp, which doesn't have any cool names to it. It's just the Cortex Blimp. And we can't be Coco for this mission. I don't know why. We have to be Crash for all the bosses in this game. Alright. The key to defeating Dr. Cortex is to reflect his lasers back at him with spins. But only the green lasers can be reflected back. Purple lasers automatically hurt you. So just be careful. Be careful, my kitty winks. Be careful. Now, as you see, the green did not immediately attack him. In essence, that means you have to keep hitting the greens until you've charged up enough to knock out a bigger chunk of Cortex's health. So as you see, we got one down there. We need another one, but it's going to be a little bit before he fires it. There's two, and there's three. All right. Only a few more hits left to go, and we've beaten Crash Bandicoot, which is a very interesting thing. All right, he misses, and there you go. Crash Bandicoot is defeated. Cortex is defeated, and Crash Bandicoot the First has been conquered, thwarted, and Cortex dies. Crash gets his kiss from, or not even a kiss, he gets a hug from Tawna, and we take the blimp back home. It's our property now. And that, believe it or not, is the end of the LP. Thoughts? It was a lot of fun. Like I said, I want to do a bunch of smaller projects to give me more time to work on bigger projects for you guys. So this slotted just right in perfectly with alongside Kirby, the rebooting of Yoshi's Story, and it's given me a bit of a break. So now I can go back and start doing big ones, bigger projects per se. Of course, the game wasn't without its flaws. It was incredibly obnoxious in certain points. I never want to do those dark levels again, but part of me thinks that I'm going to have to do that in order to 100% the game and ultimately get to Stormy Ascent, which I am going to do, but not now, and probably not for an LP, probably for a stream. Again, should that day ever come. Who knows if that day will ever come. But aside from that, I had a lot of fun with this game. Crash Bandicoot is a game that's frustrating, but at the same time a fun kind of frustrating. You don't want to throw something when you die in Crash Bandicoot. It's just more along the lines of, shit, that sucks. Oh well, move on. Move on with your life and all that. But some games, I'll get so frustrated that I want to throw things. You know, Lingering Will comes to mind with that. But we're not going to worry about that because, like I said, Crash Bandicoot is done. And now all we need to worry about now is what's next for the N-Man? Well, I've been doing a lot of thinking about what my next project should be. And I have a couple of big projects coming up, both RPGs, and both from franchises that I've definitely done RPGs for. One being the continuation of a story, one being a one-off story that really doesn't get a lot of love. But at the same time, part of me just feels like I don't know if I'm going to be able to give my all to a project, to a big project right now, especially with what's going on around the world. With that being said, I think it's safe to say that my next project is I want it to be something smooth but fun. Like I don't want anything like overly complicated, overly obnoxious. And I've thought about it, and I've wondered, I've looked at all my games, I've said, well, maybe I could throw a Dragon Ball game in there. I thought about that. I thought about doing Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. I thought about doing Star Fox 64. Hell, I've even thought about doing Mario Party 6, all things considered. But seeing as how Mario Party 5 is still being uploaded as I'm recording these, I kind of don't really want to worry about that at the moment. So we're not going to be doing Mario Party 6. However, an idea came to me. It came down to ultimately two games. One was the one that I was going to do after this project, and I was hell-bent that, yes, this game was going to be the one I play after that, after Crash Bandicoot ends. But then, an old friend decided to pop in and tell me, you know what? Maybe it's not as bad as, the world's not as bad as you think it is. Maybe you just need a pincushion to get some of that anger out of, and anger out on, you know? And when it came down to it, it came down to two pint-sized bad guys that really get under my skin. And Yoshi's Story actually decided which LP this was going to be. Because I just wrapped up Yoshi's Story, editing and all that, making sure that was good to go, and recording and all that crap. The game that I was originally going to play after Crash Bandicoot was Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island. But I've decided I'm going to put that one to the side for a minute and focus on another pint-sized bad guy from our childhoods. We remembered him as the man that tried to take over... the monster that tried to take over Avalar. And he also came back in the fourth game for this series that nobody really likes and is very glitchy to all hell. You guys know who I'm talking about. I know who I'm talking about. The next game we're playing is Ripto's Rage. Spyro 2. Now, I know I just did a Spyro game last year, but you know what? I'm going to need a bunch of games to play, depending on how long these shenanigans in the world want to continue to happen, so I figure what better time is than any to just pop in another game in the Spyro universe, and not even have to worry about unplugging my PlayStation 4, and just pop in the Spyro CD and just jump to Ripto's Rage. Yeah, Ripto's Rage is going to be the next LP. After that, I think I'm going to break out one of the big ones. And then, after that, we're going to do Yoshi's Island, and then another one of the big ones. I don't know which big one yet. I'll have to make that decision after we play Spyro. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Ripto's Rage is coming up next. It should be coming around in a couple of days' time on YouTube. I don't know how and when this universe will work for me. And if I am not mistaken, it should be debuting at some point in the fall of 2020. So we're getting back on track. I've kind of noticed that I'm not particularly the best when it comes to uploading things, so I want to get on the groove for that thing. And since I've got a trip to Pennsylvania coming soon, where I'm going to go see Panda and Panda's family before they move out, I figured, why the hell not? So yeah, Spyro Ripto's Rage is the next game. Join me next time for a Crash Bandicoot game when we take on Crash Bandicoot 2, Cortex Strikes Back, which will take place in the future. I won't say in the near future, I won't say in the far future. It will be happening, but on its own time. So, with that said, I personally want to thank you all for joining me on this journey. As usual, I'm your friendly neighborhood Endman64, and I will catch you guys on the flip side. Until we meet again, my lovelies, Saya freaking Nara.